Hi everyone. In today's lecture, we will discuss about do-while loop in Java. So, do-while loop can be used to execute a statement or block of statements again and again until the condition is true. Fine. So, what is the use of do-while loop? It can be used to execute or for executing the statements multiple times until the condition is true. Fine. In while loop, there is no guarantee whether body will execute at least once or not, right? In the case of while loop, because in the case of while loop, the first thing is what? Condition check, right? Suppose at the first time itself, the condition is false, then what will happen? The body will not execute, right? So there is no guarantee whether body will execute minimum one time or not. Fine in the case of while loop. But in do while loop, the body will execute at least one irrespective of specified condition. Remember this point. In do while loop, the body will execute at least once. Why it will execute at least one? We will see this part. Just hold on for some time. Now let's see the syntax of do while loop. So this is basically the syntax of do while loop. You have to write do, then this curly braces. Inside this curly braces, you have to write this statement. So basically it is what? A loop body. This curly braces, whatever inside the curly braces is called what? Loop body. So statements inside loop body will execute. Fine. And you have here condition while condition then semicolon, then you have this statements after do while loop. So basically let's understand the flow here itself. So first what will happen, this statements inside the loop body will execute, then condition check will take place. Okay, first it will execute, then condition check will take place. So if the condition is true, then the statements inside the loop body will execute again. So the statements inside the loop body will execute multiple times until the condition is true, right? And if the condition is false, then what will happen? The control will exits from the do while loop and the statement after the do while loop will execute. Am I correct? Now let's understand the flow chart. So see here, first what will happen? This statements inside do while loop will execute. That is the reason I have mentioned one line that in do while loop, the loop body will execute at least once irrespective of specified condition. So first this statements will execute, then what will happen? Condition check will take place. If the condition is false, then what will happen? Control will exits the do while loop and the statements after do while loop will execute. What if condition is true? If condition is true, then what will happen? The statements inside the do while loop body will execute and again the condition check will take place, right? So basically this statements inside do while loop body will execute until the condition is true. Fine, this is what a loop, right? So I hope you are clear with the flow chart of this do while loop also. Fine. Now let's discuss the important rules regarding do while loop. And before that, I have mentioned these 2 points, you know, just for your note sake. So see, in case of do while loop, first loop body will execute, then condition check take place. When the condition become false, control will transferred out of the do while loop structure. Fine. Now let's see the important rules. So the first rule is semicolon is mandatory at the end of do while. Fine. See in this example, I'm not using the semicolon here. See at the end of, I'm not using semicolon here, right? But in the syntax we have seen we have the semicolon present here. So if you are not using the semicolon at the end of do while, so what will happen, you will get compile time error saying this semicolon expected. You will get compile time error. If you want to see this, let me show you right away. So go to the notepad. I have created the basic structure like class and this public static void main method. You can take this. I will show you the example directly. So what I want to take, do while loop, right? Do, then inside this system dot out dot println, println, then inside loop body. Fine. And here I am using while and I'm providing condition like true. But what I am not doing, I'm not using the semicolon. Fine. Here I should use the semicolon as per the syntax, but I'm not using. Let's save this file with the name, class name. What is the class name? Class name is do while demo dot java. The extension should be .java, right? Save this. Now where it got saved, go at that location, open the cmd from that location and try to compile this. So java c, what is the file name? Do while demo dot java. Hit enter. See, you got the same compile time error, semicolon expected at which location? At this location, right? So now clear with this point? Let's go back to the PPT and let's see the next rule. So the second rule is specifying the condition to do while loop is mandatory and it should be of Boolean type. Fine. Let's see in this example. So basically in this example, condition is missing. See here, condition is missing. If the condition is missing, then you will get the compile time error saying that illegal start of expression. If you want to see this also, let me show you right away. So remove the condition, use the semicolon, save this, go to the CMD, try to compile this. See, what is the error? Illegal start of expression. Fine with this point also. Let's see the next point. The next point is what? It should be of Boolean type. But in this example, see, the condition value is of what type? Int type. So I'm using int type. Because of that reason, I will get a compile time error saying incompatible types, int cannot be converted to Boolean. If you want to see this also, let me show you right away. So here I am passing 5. Save this, go and compile. See, incompatible types, int cannot be converted to Boolean. So I hope you are clear with this second point also, that is specifying the condition is mandatory and it should be of Boolean type. Fine. Now see the third rule. Go back to the PPT and the third rule is curly braces are optional. Without curly braces, we can take only one statement. Fine. If we want to consider multiple statements, then specifying the curly braces is mandatory. And you know what? If we are taking only one statement without curly braces, then that statement should not be declarative statement. Remember this point. This point we have already covered in the case of while loop. Fine. So let's see one example. So here tell me what, I'm not using the curly braces, right? I'm not using curly braces. But see this int a. What type of statement is this? Declarative statement. Because of this reason, you will get the compile time error saying variable declaration not allowed here, boss. Fine. If you want to see this, let me show you right away. So remove the curly braces. Okay. And instead of this, use int. Use what? Int a is equal to 10. Save this. Go back to the CMD. Try to compile. See, variable declaration not allowed here. Right, boss? Fine. Now let's see the next point. Now let's see the fourth rule. So the fourth rule is, in case of loops, we generally declare loop variables, right? And we have to perform increment or decrement operation over loop variables so that at some point we will come out of the loop. So the point here is you can't declare loop variables as final variables. If you do so, increment or decrement operation over loop variable, that is final, right, is not possible, and you will get compile time error saying cannot assign a value to final variable. Fine. So basically what is the reason? Because final variable's value cannot be changed. So make this point clear, and keep this in mind that in case of the loops we cannot declare loop variables as final variables, because we must perform the increment or decrement operation over loop variables. Fine with this point? Now let's see the next rule. The fifth, Java program should not contain any unreachable statements. What do we mean by unreachable statements? Let me show you this thing. Fine. See here. What is the condition here? True. And are you changing any condition, or are you using the break statement here? No, you are not using. So what will happen in this case? As condition is always true, this statement, system.out.println inside do while loop will execute infinite number of times, and this statement system.out.println after do while loop will never got a chance to execute. So this thing compiler will check, and compiler will throw one error that hey, this statement is a unreachable statement. If I will allow also, if I will not give the compile time error also, then also you are not able to, JVM is not able to execute this line, because it is what? Unreachable. Clear with this thing? If you want to see this, let me show you right away. Go back here to hit true, true, and then here system.out.println what? After do while loop. After do while loop. Fine, save this. Go to the CMD and try to compile. See, unreachable statement. Which statement is unreachable? This one, system.out.println after do while loop. This statement is unreachable. Clear with this? Now, let me explain you this thing. So basically we have this, right? I have removed, in the last example, I have this extra, which was what? Unreachable statement I have removed. I want to explain you this. So in this case, in the above case, code will compiles fine, but inside do while loop will come on output infinite number of times. For example, if I will execute this, what will happen? This thing inside do while loop will come infinite number of times. For example, let me show you right away. Remove this line. Just remove this, save this, go back to the CMD, compile this. See, compiles fine, run this. Java, what is the class name? Do while demo. See, this statement, you are getting the same output, infinite number of times, right? So you have to terminate this like what? By using Control plus C. Right? So do you want this type of behavior? No, you don't want this type of behavior. Because of that reason, we usually declare the loop variables, and we usually do the increment or decrement operation. So at some point we can come out of the while loop or do while loop or for loop, anything, loop variables are used everywhere. Don't worry about that. Fine. So I hope this thing is pretty much clear to you. So thanks for watching this video. Please like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel.